Hi everyone, welcome to Extra Home. I was watching the little thing going around and around and around. So welcome to Friday Night Live. I just finished the live on cooking dairy free and alpha with Nancy, and I made two 30-minute meals, less than 30 minutes. So, if you want to, I'll put the link there so y'all can go over there and watch that. So I'll put this up here. So I am just cleaning up. So I was like, well, while I'm cleaning up, I've got to go live here. So I'll clean up. Then we'll go to the table and look at the books. So it's been a busy. Hey Heather, how you doing? So this is a noodle dish I made on the cooking channel, and this is my egg salad. But I have it over there, and we actually did it in 30 minutes. So that was really cool. I did one in 30 minutes and the other in 30 minutes. Warm water. Hot water. All right. That's much better. All right, now I got this one pan left to do. All right. I'll wash that later. Wash my mug that has, we had hot chocolate the other night, Christmas Eve. We got that. So, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Job, Carla and Walter. I've got this mug here. I'll wrap those up in just a moment. So one thing at a time. Oh. I can put the mouse in my pocket. Turn that off so I don't accidentally turn the live off. Alrighty. I'll let those dishes dry for a little bit and then put them away before I go to bed. Alrighty. Now, the chat wasn't working on the cooking channel. It's working here tonight. So, alrighty. And it was warm here today. It got to 57 degrees. So it's warm upstairs. And then, when my son went to bed, I asked him, you want me to turn the AC on? Because it may be cool down here, but upstairs it's still hot. So that's what I did a while ago, because I was going to bake a little bit in the oven. And I decided not to. It didn't need to heat up the home again like that. So, let's see here. I'll just put, hello everyone. Hi TV watchers. Hi chat. Hi replay watchers. Thank you all for being here and everything. So I talked about the itching on Cooking Dairy Free. Turn that light off. Yeah, not tonight. How I know when I've eaten something that I should have not ate because the itching started. So I seasoned everything with garlic powder, onion powder, black peppers, and salt. Now the egg salad, I always put my turmeric in it. So, now I'm itching and I'm like, okay, stuff we've used all the time, I don't know. I just know. All right, so it's been an hour, 10:45, 11:15. Within less than an hour, I'm itching, so I still think it's a black pepper. Though black pepper is not really considered a pepper, it's a peppercorn, and I still think it's part of it. Because my hands itch, y'all see I scratched right here. Then my leg itch, and I'm just like, then your head itch. I used to get so, growing up, I'm 56, 50 years ago, when we were growing up and everything back then, somebody, scratched their head, it meant they had dandruff or something or another. Not necessarily. You can have eczema in your head, on your head, in your hair. Anastasia does. It's not dandruff. It's actually people have psoriasis on their head, eczema, having a food allergy. That is part of it too. Your head will itch, your face will itch, and it's like, oh Lord, please. I don't want to itch no more. So it's like, it's all right. I start drinking 3 liters of water instead of just 2 every day. Because to flush your system out. Exactly. And it doesn't say it right here. Now it's right here. So, yeah. That was the stigma back then. And, and the same thing with, my son, he's 34. It was the same thing when it's like, you come home, somebody scratching, by him scratching his head, so he would have his hair, more army cut than like a buzz cut or whatever and everything. And it's like, it's not dandruff. It's, it's eczema or something other, because we didn't realize he had a milk intolerance. So that's what that was all about. But kids will make tease about anything and everything. So, the yarn I'm using to make my blankets and the yarn I use for Anastasia's blanket, I got from Yarn Inspirations. And I forget to tell people because I'm not thinking because the trailers at the beginning, things at the end and everything, but stuff, my affiliate links are down in the description. If you're looking for things from Tractor Supply, kind of like a genre of different things because of gardening and everything. So from crafts to gardening to technology, it's all down there. So, but we're going to start with my books because we were talking about that last night about the 2026 goals, what my goals are, as you know, from everything from Bible study to gardening to crafts, my cookbook and everything. And then I'm going to show y'all tonight before we get off a little bit of a nighttime routine that I do, and with, you've got your eucalyptus stuff. I don't know if y'all want to see my feet or not, but, I rub this pill on the bottom of my feet. I don't wear socks when I go to bed, but I put this on, and when I wake up, I'll put it on and put my socks on. And they said it helps with the coughing. It actually does. I could be, my son sounds like it's a dry cough, it's a sinus cough or whatever. But as soon as I put that on my feet and then put my socks on, within 30 minutes, I've stopped coughing. And I'm just like, oh my goodness. Someone else told me that about, last year about doing that. And then I've been seeing videos and people, suggesting that and everything. So I was like, I gotta see if it works. It's better than the cough syrup. Cough syrups are for different things. And I drank that. I had made a cup of coffee before I started the other live, my cooking live, and the coffee got cold. I was just drinking it, and I was like, I don't like cold coffee. I never have, and I still don't. Hi, Robin. How you doing? So my water has got lemon juice and blueberries in it. That's all I put in there today. And I have those strawberries down there, but I didn't put any in there. So, and Dr. Berg, he sits there and suggests putting lemon juice and cucumbers and water together. And I've done that. And then sometimes I'll do blueberries and cranberries. Just get a bag of frozen cranberries, stick, like 5 or so in them with the blueberries, and you got your flavored water. Okay, so I've got this was sent to me as the Quilter's Quick Reference Guide, and it talks about like a darning foot. Now I have that attachment for my sewing machine, and I have put it on there. I had to work on my sewing room, been organizing shelves and bins of fabric. Woohoo! All right. And it seems like when we get ourselves organized like that, we get our projects done better, for some reason or another. And I guess this talks about applique borders and balance and symmetry, cut and sew, miltered corners, and then it talks about half blocks and everything about different designs. So this is more like I don't want to say beginners, but how to cut different angles and stuff like that. So I thought that was really nice. And then it has the color wheel in the very beginning. So we got that book. All right. Now I got this one from Thrift Books. It's called a Fabric Savvy, and it tells you about different fabrics. More so for like an easy reference guide and sounds comprehensive. I know. It's throwing all the jargon words, the terminology of quilting. It's like, can't y'all just make it a little simpler? Cut here, cut there. I don't know. Because one of the things I want to do is sew my own clothes. I still have pattern and fabrics to make my own pants and a shirt. And yes, I've had that for a long time. I got those 2010, 2011. I think it was 2011. Yeah, 2011. Christmas, Missouri. Because they had the sewing machine down to $20. It was Project One Way brother machine that they did, and it was like $20. It was like, $80 sewing machine or whatever it was, really reduced. And then I got the fabric and the thing. Well, that's from Joann Fabrics. That's been that long ago. Yeah, nope. Because I talked myself out of it. Then I was hurt. I was hurt anyway. Then sick. And all kinds of other things. And then you let people get in your head and make you think you can't do something. So that's one goal this year is and I think everybody kind of should do that with mental and emotional and everything. And Sharon, once I get done, because it will be organized. Exactly. And part of that is being in the Word and read your Bible and everything. When someone says something to you, sometimes they're having a bad day. Joyce Meyer says it. She goes, hurt people hurt people. So I know how they can. I'm organized as best as I can because we can't have any other stuff. And that's a long story. Most of y'all know that story about this place. But, being in the Word, write down those things, like what God says about you. God says you're fearfully and wonderfully made. You're His masterpiece, the apple of His eye. And sometimes we just got to realize people are having a bad day. Somebody got hurt or whatever. And sometimes we're the ones that we're the first person they come in and just blah, 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 blah. So that's, and I was sitting here thinking about this the other day. There should be more on tomorrow, but I think I'll bring it up tomorrow. Talking about that. If y'all go watch Murder, She Wrote, Angela Lansbury, and a lot of the shows, she wrote a lot of the stuff too. She was also the executive producer or whatever. But as that character, she was, people were upset and they yell at her. And you know what? She stayed calm and she gave a soft answer. And I was just like, wait a minute. Is there a secret in there that we don't know about? And we're just seeing it now? Because, a lot of Hollywood stars back in the day really couldn't talk about their faith or pronounce their faith like they do now. So, maybe those little cues are still there. And now we're just seeing it. So I was like, So that may be a good Bible lesson, too, for the rest of us. So it talks about alpaca. Then we got alpaca, fabric, Arctic fleece, beaded fabric. Oh my goodness, that stuff. But I don't know if my sewing machine could do that. Boiled wool. And that's exactly what it says. Boiled wool. I'm like, okay. Remember those old wool coats that we used to have growing up? Especially, we had a lined one. Sometimes they won't line. Oh my gosh, they were so itchy. Yes, you got to either let it go or calmly address it. Exactly. And then once you've done your part, they do their part. God says that's on them. That's really hard sometimes to do, especially in this family. It's kind of like, wake up. Camel hair, canvas, cashmere, Chanel number 5, China silk, corduroy. Oh my goodness, I had a pair of corduroy pants. I love those things. They were the warmest pants ever I had. We were talking when they were back in a couple of weeks ago when we had all the snow and everything. And so they were telling Anastasia to put 2 pairs of pants on, a shirt, then a long sleeve shirt, and a jacket, and then the other jacket, and this thing. And my son, he wears shorts all the time. Even when it's cold, he wears shorts. But when it's 9 degrees outside, he's got 2 pairs of pants on, a pair of socks. Anastasia put 2 pairs of socks on, her boots. She had her scarf tucked in, her zipped up, hood on. I said, exactly, because that's what corduroy is warm, but noisy when walking. I will live seeing it, Heather. Yeah. So I said, but that's what we were sitting here talking. I said, that's what we did. We put a pair of long johns on. We had a pair of pants on, your jeans. I put my corduroys over top of my jeans, or the other way around. I said, then you had a long johns thermal shirt on, long sleeves. Then you had a thin long sleeve shirt on, then your sweater. Then you put your jacket on. You make sure you put your scarf in first, zip it up, put your hood on, put a hat on, then put your hood on. Then if we had mittens, we would put a pair of socks on our hands and then put the mittens on top of that. So I said, that's what we did growing up. We didn't have all the fancy stuff and everything. The only time I got a pair of ski pants was my senior trip, because we went to Word of Life in Screen Lake, New York in the wintertime. And everybody got a pair of ski pants because we were going skiing. I did go skiing. I tried the beginner's heel and everything, and I did fine. But as I went to stop, I fell, and those skis, I was like, how you get up? And I was like, this isn't for me. I love the snow. I walk in the snow. We went, with not anybody in my class, but some other people from other classes. We went and we did a sleigh ride with a 1-horse open sleigh. And we sat on the hay and everything. And the guy took us around and everything. We had so much fun. So yes, I do like corduroy. We had corduroy jackets and everything. Cotton damask. Cotton peak or something. Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce that. I don't know. All right. Then cotton shirting. So it does go through all that talking about woolens, wool, waterproof and breathable, velvets, upholstery, terry cloth, suede, silk tussar, silk organza, silk chiffon, so silks, no hair, microfiber, lycra, loosely, leather, lace, knits, hand-woven garments. So it just talks about the different types of fabric and everything. And then in the back it shows the different type of seams. So, have I sat here and read this book? No. Just like, I thought it was really cool. I was like, okay, so that's one of my 2026 goals, is to actually sit there and read the books. Start learning what the terminology is when it comes to quilting, when it comes to sewing. Pretty much some of the crochet terminology I know pretty much, if I could, but I have a guidebook that I can go look if I have a pattern that I'm looking at, it will go back and it'll tell you like a treble clef and what it is, or front post this or back post knit stitch. And so I've done those. So I've you know now this I got because I think I got this before she passed. I thought I did. I have to go back and look. But I remember watching this lady every Saturday morning teaching people how to sew. Nancy Zeman. Oh my goodness. I loved watching her and everything. So I have a few of her books. But and this one, like, she has in here about body silhouettes. So your different body types and everything. Sewing with Nancy, yes, I love that. And they have it on YouTube. Actually, I probably got it before she passed away because I was watching it. I'm not saying that. Then talking about decreasing sleeve width, altering tops with yokes, and fitting skirts with finesse. And I'm just like, I had to get this book. It talks about all kinds of good stuff in there, hem changes and everything. Because I have these pants, the ones I have on. Like I told y'all last night, I'm sitting here walking across and I'm pulling it up. Of course, the elastic is stretched out of it, but I have elastic, and on this one, it's on. If you go to thriftbooks.com, they might have some more. And then now, if you sign up with them, like they'll give me notifications of when they got it in stock. So, and then she has in there talking about lengthening 4 inches or more. So I was like, I get this for sewing purposes, but also for memories on Saturdays mornings watching Sewing with Nancy. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. So, no, not yet. Alrighty. So quilt, and that's a quilt. This is quilt. I didn't have them set up any kind of way. I just put them all over here on the thing. I was going to do that earlier and didn't get to it. Woo, that almost slid out of my arm. That would have made a big thud, and everybody be coming down going, are you okay? I'll go, yes, I'm all right. Just dropped the book. All right. And so, there we go. I always fascinated how she could think of a pattern and actually make it. I know, right there on the shelf. I'm just like, I want to do that. My mom would sew our clothes, and she sewed all our clothes. I would sit there and watch her, and I say, "Can you show me how to do this?" No, you know how to. You don't need to know how to do it. I'm like, why? Nobody would tell me why. The same thing with crocheting. And my mom, she either knitted or she crocheted her dad an Afghan. But it's the I called it zigzag back in the day. But it's I can't think of the name of it now. We'll just say zigzag. I asked her to show me how to do that. You don't know you know how to do that. Like, that's the stuff that needs to be taught down, keep on teaching. Anything. And then I also have this one. 10, 20, 30 minutes to sew. So if you have 10 minutes to sew, 20 minutes or 30 minutes to sew. This book, look at that. It was originally $19.95 in the U.S. I paid less than $5 for it through thriftbooks.com. So, let's see. And she had, I think it was either a stroke. She had an accident. I was listening to her story about what happened, why her mouth was like that. It is on YouTube if you look up Nancy Zeman. And she was determined she was going to keep on going and doing things. And talks about organize. Here we go. Talk about organize time and units. Let's see here. It says surging the ultimate time savior. And let's see, sometimes thrift books will be really cool. They send you bookmarkers. This one says peaceful. And then it's like, I think it looks more to me, reminds me of a farm. Out there doing stuff. Oh man, no, there's Ariel. There's a Little Mermaid. And then they have a horse and different things. Oh wow, cool. I think that fountain thing is Beauty and the Beast. The horse, what the horse would be. That's pretty cool. Then it talks about knits. So let's see here. All right, so introduction, minutes to organize, first fashion elements, fasteners, faster zippers, waistbands, and facings, 5 hemming shortcuts, surging the ultimate time saver, super quick knits, elastic, fast, and fun to sew, needle know-how, and feet smarts, begin to sew, and then glossary. And then like under each one, it's like 3 different things and all. But yeah. Now, see, when was this book published? It was in 1992. And she was still, a lot of time it takes forever to thread a serger. I don't have a serger. I understand that though. But this is a Leisure Arts book. And I'm actually an affiliate with Leisure Arts. So then we'll go back to quilting. So I have Fat Quarter Fun. This one I bought myself. But they've got some beautiful quilts in here. Let's see here. That I want to try, and I'm just like, some of them look complicated. Like that one. But I know in my mind now, it's the way you turn the block. This one was cute. So I have fabric and I've got silent pieces, and it's just so difficult for me to sit there and just like, I don't want to cut it up, I really don't. All right, so they've got They have this one in here. That's interesting. It really, that's like, okay. And see, this would be more like, this one's nice too. And those big blocks. I've never seen one used so mean. It does have an old book. Oh, okay. And these are pretty with the one with the flowers and then these designs. And I think to myself, oh, that'd be easy to do. And then I'm thinking, maybe not so much. I don't know. But I think this is cute. Now, I think it's called the Sewing Channel on YouTube or something. But she's like the Kirby game with those little 3D blocks and everything. She has a video of how to do that. Now I think this is pretty. And looks like leaves, fall leaves. I like that. And it does. It talks about cutting instructions, adding the borders, preparing the back, finishing your quilt, assembling the top, and everything. So this one has a lot of information there too. And see, that's probably what I would start off with, a table runner, and do that first. So because with Anastasia's, the quilt that I did, with Rita and them, when everybody made blocks and then sent them out and everything. So all those blocks were done by people who've been doing quilting for a very long time. And then when I I sewed the blocks together, and then I didn't put a batting in it because Anastasia's hot like her daddy. Jesus exudes heat. So I asked her, did she want, like a batting in there, and I explained and showed it to her, or just the backing to it. That way it could be more a spring and summer quilt than a winter quilt, because then you get too hot and everything. That thing is heavy. She goes, just put the backing on there. So that's what I did. I just put the backing on there, put the border and everything, and it's not sewn perfectly. But she didn't care. She loves it, and she has it still on her bed. So, with the cold weather that's coming this weekend, and next week and everything, it's perfect. She's got, let me see here. She's got that blanket. Then she had the quilt one, the lap quilt I did with the hearts. She has that upstairs, and then she has another lap one that I have, and then, it's like the fluffy, not fluffy or fur type. And it's not flannel. But she's got those blankets and everything. So she's got 1, 2, 3. So everybody's good with blankets. I can help you if you need anything. Oh, thank you so much, Robin. You better believe it. Well, I did make a fleece blanket, but it's not fleece. It's like it's got the fluffy fur stuff type on it. And I don't want to say, I'm going to say Persia, but it's not. Oh my goodness. And I don't have nothing down here to show y'all what it's like. I did make kind of like a mink, but I don't want to say microfiber because that's not it either. Anyway, if y'all go like the old videos before I start going to the allergist during the summer, and I had that little blanket that I would sit there and just dab my eyes with and everything. Oh, quilter. Typhus. I know. I go type on mine. So sometimes the buttons stick and I'm just like, or I type too fast and things skip around. And I'm like, what? I didn't type that. So, but yeah, she's got plenty of blankets. You know, I know exactly what I can show y'all. Oh my goodness. Oh, here, there. Sherpa, that's what I'm thinking of. But it's not that either. So I could have that. I got something now after I saw it. Like this lining in our coat. It has that nice soft, I say furry stuff. But that's what a lot of her blankets, 3 of her blankets are made out of. So she's good to go. Stinking typos, I know. It probably is. So yeah, so when I did that blanket for her, oh my goodness. I mean that quilt was like 70 inches lengthwise and 50 some inches widthwise. So because she's gonna be tall. And also I'm like, and they kind of like different things, the same thing. I showed that one. Yeah, so that's this one about the fat quarter and everything. And then this was one of the books that was sent to me when Rita and a bunch of us did the block swap. It says the complete guide to quilt making. So 34 quilts. So this one, let's see. I don't want anybody going cross-eyed. Because they have the dimensional things. This one's cute. This one has... Was this one? Or was it Rebecca that sent me this one? Because Rebecca sent me some too. So this was cool because it makes look like the spool, a spool of thread, spools and everything. And then, to me, this looks easy because it's just triangles. But actually, what's on the front is a block of all the patterns that are in the book. So that's pretty cool. So I got this one. I mean, is this it? Oh, so that's not the... Yeah, that's on there, but I was looking at... I'll show you the big picture of it. I was looking at this. I think that looks pretty cool, the way that looks. I see here, because Rebecca sent me some too. because I have all my books right in one place. So this was more like Christmas ones. So I think this was one that Rebecca sent me, because this one has like a placemat thing, and on the back it has the one of the trees, and then the Santa Claus. That's the 25, calendar type thing. So I think that was pretty cool. Let's see if I find in here what I was looking at. And then they did the table runner. Wrapped up and under the tree, table runner and placemats. So that's what those look like. I think someone should organize a square swap. Like if I did mine with honeybees and flowers, everyone could get a piece of their blanket. Yeah, see, that's pretty cool, because that's what we did. We did a block swap, and it was like, I think 28 of us that joined it and everything. So that's why I got all the different blocks and everything. So that was 34 years ago. Excuse me, 3 or 4 years ago. Not 34 years ago. Oh, this is so cute. So this is what I want to start doing. I want to make, yes, I love the stockings we have and everything, but I would love to make a stocking. This one's cute too. And not to replace the ones we have, because everybody has their favorite one they wanted anyway. So, okay, here's the Santa Claus one. And this is pretty too, because if you're looking for like an elegant look type thing, I like all kinds of stuff of Christmas, from the kitty stuff to the elegant and fancy look. I just can't pick one. And it just doesn't look. Okay, that's not in this one, but that's cute too. It's called Folded Chinese Coin Quilt. So that looks pretty cool too. So that's that one. And see here, I think Rebecca sent me this one too. She sent me a few. So there's this one right here. Then it has, this one's called a hopscotch. So we got that one. And this one shows you how you do it in different fabrics and everything. So I think that's pretty cool. And this one's twist and turn. It makes me think of the name tags you put on your Christmas presents. I tried, but you gotta just keep trying, because you just never know when it's gonna go where you want it to go. All right, so those two, the two thin ones, those were the ones from Rebecca. And this one, I know she sent me a couple, I don't know if this one she sent me too. It's Easy Machine Quilting. Step-by-step lessons from the pros, plus a dozen projects to machine quilt. So this is another thick one that I haven't read. But they got things in there. See this top one right here? Yeah, okay, dokie. I look at that and like, I don't think so. They look like beginner quilts in that book. The great ones, yeah. It says Canva has where you can set up a web page and stuff. Oh, nice. I did Shopify, but a few years ago, with all the crochet stuff. But now they only let you do it $1 for 3 months, and then they want, I think, charge you for what, $30 or whatever a month after that. Like, if I ain't making no money, it ain't no use of having that. And this is pretty. So I guess it goes that way. The triangles you mentioned are the flying geese, and experienced crystals hate them. They can be very annoying. Yeah, I've heard Rita talk. I've heard people talk about that. Rita goes, you either love it or you hate it. Now this be cool to do. The illusion one with the different, make it look like different triangles. Right, hold on. Right. Yeah, this is more. I got it because it was talking about the easy machine quilting, but then they have this one in there. So that's pretty. That's what's on the back. That one right there. And everything. And then this one it's about 100. It says 100 Better Homes and Gardens 501 quilt blocks. So I'm trying to think. Is this actually 501 blocks? Oh yeah, then because it says Quilt Talks Projects 501 block patterns, tips and techniques, index and sources. So 56. And it talks about patchwork, kitchenware, like doing that. And see, I'll try to make a hot pad. Try to make an oven mitt too. That didn't work out too well. The flowered one. That one looks like applique. Yeah, it was an applique thing right here in the middle. And then I think the toaster oven cover has one on that too. I have patterns to make like a not like a quilted pocketbook or quilted makeup thing and everything, and I got it out and then I just put it back and everything. And I'm just like, I want to do it this year. And this one's got stockings in it too. The manger scene. Yeah, like that. And then, let's see here. And then it goes through the different blocks. Yeah, it talks about block patterns. So 501 block patterns. The Friendship Untitled, Sawtooth, Shoe Fly, Churn Dash. That was one that they showed me how to do. They taught me how to do the turn dash. Northwind, Card Twix, Greek Cross, Double T, Split 9 Patch, Calico Puzzle, that's Cradle. And then I was like, I was thinking, I said, I had an idea. I just take the block. There was a 12, and then take the ruler and just cut it out and make a 12-inch block, because it's 12 and a half inches, and make a 12 and a half. I was like, I thought I'd come up with something cool, and I was told, oh no, people do that all the time. I was like, okay. I think that's good to know. Road to California, Amos Diamond, grandmother's favorite. So yeah, they have all kinds. 501 different blocks. You got holidays like St. Patrick's Day, Valentine's Day. Let's see here. This starts with January calendar. So you have January, February. So you have different ones to do for like January and February and March and April. So this has a lot in there. Because, I got my head. I can do it. And then like the holidays, they've got different Santas. Well, I thought that was pretty cool how they made all those Santa Clauses. And we got more Santa, of course, October 31st. And then you got traditional signature blocks. Now that looks like it's called album block. That looks like an easy one to do. Thank you, Robin. See, that looks like an easy one to do too. My thing was just to get over the apprehension of cutting the fabric. Once I got myself where I could just like, I can cut the fabric and be all right, because I thought I would cut it wrong or it wouldn't be straight or anything, and it's like they're going, Nancy, just do it. So I was like, okay, this is cute. This is Sunbonnet Sue, and that was the grandmother's fan. So those are cute, but I like the one with the coffee mug with the mugs in it. Oh my god! It said grandmother's teacups. I thought that'd be pretty cool. So then spools. Yeah, I think that'd be cool to do. The spool ones. So they have everything in here, and then they have applique and stuff and everything like we're talking about. So you got bird houses, and then you got these over here. So the butterfly and the old-fashioned butterfly. So this is, I've looked at these like, okay, this one looks easy, that one doesn't. And then they have the alphabets. So like, if there's F and E, G and H. So I was like, when I saw those, I was like, they make some cool gifts, Christmas gifts, printing gifts. Now, this was left in the book, because there's something about used books are really cool. Hey, Linda, how you doing? People leave stuff in there. So this, I guess, was an applique or something that they used to something that I don't know, but that was left in the book. And then they have animals, rainbows, cloud and lightning, dove. So you have an elephant and giraffe, and then the dove and the lightning. So it's like, and then more of the teacups and coffee coffee pots and tea kettles. Oh, Linda, you're fun. Don't. We've had so many typos already in the chat. It's all right. So that's pretty cool. There's some I would like to do. If you can't cut, if you cut it wrong, it's only fabric. Just start over and use the other differently. Yes, quilting isn't hard at all. Just start with an easy block and go from there. I've been quilting since 20 years old, and I'm now 65. Oh, thank you so much, Linda. I appreciate it. Yeah, that was part of my thing, was getting over cutting the fabric. Like, I can do that. I had to restroom. I'll be right back. Enjoy the history. It's not blinking. The only thing blinking tonight on there is the star. Alrighty. That's here. The boots. So my son don't trip over his boots. Oh. Here we go. All right. I'll turn it down again before I go to bed. And Gail asked me one day that I had about the blankets, and I was like, sometimes I'm cold, sometimes it's more she goes, a security type thing. I'm like, yeah. It's just a habit to have something on my lap. And but that comes from years of having, having stuff like that. Now, as a kid, I always had a blanket with me. Kind of sort of like Linus from Snoopy, but mine was a pillow. It still is a pillow. But, we always did growing up. When we sat down, we always had a lap blanket and everything. So that's what I'm used to having. That's why I crochet so many. But I want to start sewing some and everything, because Anastasia took that one upstairs. Which is okay, because I did ask her, what does she want? And she chose those fabrics. And I was like, oh, I'll just make a lap blanket. That was the easiest thing, because there were hearts, and I was like, I didn't want to cut it all up. And then I tried doing the quilting, because I had the quilting foot. That's what they got me last year for Christmas. Was the quilting foot part that I can exchange, the regular foot, and put it on my sewing machine. And it was just like, it wasn't doing what I wanted to do. So it's like, okay, until I sit down and read or watch a video or how to do this or talk to someone, I'm like, I am not going to mess up my machine or break anything. So I just put it to the side. And then things, doctor's visits and this, that. And then I went on vacation to Gatlinburg, came back, and then there was allergies, this, that, and the other. And then all this and this started. I was just like, I am not touching anything with fabric right now until I get this cleared up. So, yeah, I was showing everybody on the cooking channel. This is cleared up. It just looks like it was itching a little bit, so I put some lotion on it. But it's clearing up. This part right here is cleared up more. This was the first part that came up. So I was telling everybody, on me, the first that's where it starts getting irritated, it does what it does. And then that's the first that go away. This will be the last. So it's getting there. Just no ground beef. I haven't had ground beef for almost 2 months. So, and it's the same way. As soon as I start telling people everything and start thinking and then thinking out loud and like, okay, for some reason the right side heals faster than the left side. I don't know. But I come to realize that was the way my body's been all my life. And then last time we were talking about me going to sleep. And I was like, we were talking about watching, listening to things on the radio because we were doing the Merry Beggars from Relevant Radio. They did Scrooge this year. So we were talking about different things. And I was like, it's called Bible Broadcasting Network. It's in Virginia, Ashland, Virginia, radio station. And we listened to Unshackled. And I was like, 9:30 or so it would come on and everything. So I always make sure I was in the bed in time. Sit there and lay there and listen to it. I was like, I can listen to this while I go to, just listen before I even go to sleep. Some nights I can listen to the whole story. The other nights I wake up, it's either off and something else is playing or music is playing, or I wake up at the end of it. Then I got to laughing. I couldn't help it. I'm sitting there telling y'all, I don't know why. It's always the same way. I go to bed in 30 minutes, I wake up, and I got to go to the bathroom. I come back. I'm like, oh, okay. We just realized something about Nancy. Nancy just realized that's been a pattern all my life. I've done that ever since I was 9 years old. I could go to bed and go to sleep. 30 minutes I wake up because now I can remember what you doing up. I don't know. Go to sleep, 30 minutes, wake up, go to the bathroom. Then go get a drink of water back there. Sometimes you did, or you drink or get the little Dixie cups that are in the bathroom. It gives you a little bit of water and go back to bed. Sometimes I slept all through the night. Sometimes I was up again, go to the bathroom. You think it's old age. It's not old age. If you sit there and start thinking right now, and like, oh, wait a minute. I've been doing this since I was like, I'm at 10, I'm in my teens, and yeah, it's not a senior moment. I was like, oh, nope. No. I've been doing that all my life, and just now realized that. So when I see my regular physician next year, and he asked me about my sleep, I said, I can tell him, nope, I've been doing that since I was 9 years old, and I got proof. So here are some, and now we're getting to the cross stitch stuff. And I'm just going to show you the book because this is what's in the book is on the front cover and at the back on the back cover. So they have a lot of different ones. So the Merry Christmas, the one that's right here, is the one I did that's on the tree. And I was doing a wreath. I don't think it's in this book or not. But I want to do every single one of these. That's the whole thing. And then they got these on the back because they got the 12 days of Christmas in there. And I'm just like, these are just fun, quick little projects. Quick little projects. I was doing that Santa Claus. But the thing about that Santa Claus when I was doing, I need to either get a small little hoop thing that I could put that on, because after a while trying to hold that thing and go like this, and then like this hand was like I was like, okay, it's fine. Then I have this one. Now these are in there too, but they have, oh my goodness, like this is the page that I did the little gingerbread man. That's on the tree also. And Anastasia, she told me, she goes, can you do all of them? I'm like, that was my goal. This was like 4 months ago. Yeah, I was supposed to have had these done. Now I was crocheting those scarves instead. But I still have all those scarves, which is okay because they will come in time. So then they show you about cross stitching shirts and everything. And so I remember we used to do that, put designs on the shirts. And these are cute. Let's see here. Then they have some more. And I like these, especially, for our veterans and those in our military and everything. I think that is adorable. And they put them and made them into pillows and hung them on the tree. And then they have these. So this is another book. Now there's certain ones I would like to do. Some of them I'm like, okay, but I still like to get those done too. I mean, not all next year. And then Mona has sent me this a long time ago. So I won this on Mona's channel. She sent me, but that's a deer and a bird, and on the back of it is just so pretty. It's got a red cardinal right there on a bucket in the snow, and I'm just like, oh. They have some other ones, but all right, wait a minute, here we go. All right, yeah, this is what's in this book. All these, it's got Noel, and it shows you on different things you could put it besides just like on the wall. So I got that one. And then I have this one. Now, like I said, this one has all these are inside of here. So they have the alphabets. So all kinds of different things for the alphabet. And I was like, oh. I'll show y'all which one I did for Anastasia, but I want to do a bigger one for her. So then they have these on the back. I like of course, y'all know, I don't like the Christmas ones, but I like, there's the cardinals over here, and then the one with the hearts. So my goal was to do everybody's initial this year. I didn't get to that. So I did the bear with the A. That's the one I did. Because I asked her, so which one would you like Nana to do? So that's what she picked. And then we don't know what happened, how it happened. It was this one was set on. It was on the tape that was in front of the TV and everything, and I had it sitting there, and I'm like, where in the world did that book go? We looked and we looked. We moved things around. I'm telling you, we moved it all around and everything. Could not find it. That's the new one. That's the original that I had because I bought it myself, and I'm like, so I'm just like, we don't know what happened to it. As soon as I asked them or gave them the money to go get me another one, we found this one. So I got two. But I was like, oh well, One for me, one for Anastasia. I don't know. I thought that was the weirdest thing. And then I have this one, and I thought I got, because this one says Christmas cookies also. I thought, oh no, did I get two of the same books? Because I was looking through it, and I was like, oh no, did I get two of the same books? So I was like, no, I didn't. So I'll show you some of them they have. So they got these in here, which I like those too. And so on the front, they got them cross stitched on mittens. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then you got the Santa over here. Then they've got it on socks. So they cross stitched on socks. And then the containers. She did her shirt. Then they have the Santa Claus is over here. That looks like cinnamon sticks inside those. And then, like a stocking, and then table runners and napkins and stuff. So that's pretty cool. And then they do have like Luke 2 in there. Unto us a child was born, and put in separate things. And I thought these are adorable. The mouse mice. Those are just so cute. And then Santa Claus. So it's like I sit here, I'm like, oh, I want to do this. I want to do that. And I would sit down like, when am I have time? I said, I've got to, and I like this. Let it snow. And then they have lambs. And these are cute. These are on hot pads. But if you do that, you're not going to use the hot pad either. It's for decoration. And they do have this, and I like that too. Now, I had one that was footprints in the sand. I had that pattern for years. I cannot find that sucker now. I'm like, what in the world? Where did it go? So they have, now they have this. I think this is canvas. They put it on. But they have these. I think they put that on. It looks like they did that on canvas instead of the Adia stuff. But and then all kinds of fun, cute little things. So if anybody hasn't guessed yet, what my favorite time of year it is. Oh. Right, and then, of course, there's another Christmas one. So, yeah. So this one I haven't, because this is more like really detailed ones, especially with the Santa and the sleigh and everything. And I was like, oh, wow, I got it. But I was like, okie dokie. And then on the back, they had like, those projects would take like almost all year, except maybe the stocking. So that's like on the back burner. And then I have another cross stitch book, but I didn't pull that out. Now this one I've been working on it. Oh my goodness gracious. I want to say 20 years probably. Because at the time, and this is, I just do it this way. It has a police car on there and stuff like that. And then all the different things, the hat, the similar handcuffs and stuff. Because I was doing security at the time. So that's kind of, I had that one started. I've got like the border done. And I don't have nothing else. And then I have, this one is 99 crochet post stitches. And then it has in there about different stitches and stuff and everything. And then I got to looking at that. I'm like, okay, I really would have to sit down and look at it and read it. And because one of them I started and I'm like, I don't know how to do that. I'm like, wait, I don't understand. I have to go look at it and Google it, see if there's a video. But let's see, what's that? I'm trying to see if that's in it, but that's dark. Oh my goodness. I see the stitch and I keep calling it zigzag. Well, it's Creative Grandma says people call it zigzag or wave. It's called all kinds of things. So I was trying to see if I found it in here. What's that? This one. But yeah, all kinds of different stitches in here. I think it would be cool to learn to do. I like the cable stitch, the standout cable stitch. So yeah, so those are the ones in there, and then they got these on the back that they show. So I thought it'd be pretty cool to do. So, oh my goodness. And then I got Vanna White's book, and that's where the one I got for the tic-tac-toe, right here, right here. Oh my goodness, I went to go look at that. Rebel, yeah, that's that. Trying to watch, not dozing. Oh, it's okay. I understand. So I was like, so you start with the white, and then you drop that off and pick up the red. Then you drop that off and pick up the white. But you better have 4 or 5 balls of white and the red and everything, because you can't just take that white, then go to the red, pick up that red, because you gotta leave that there because it goes row by row. And I'm like, no, I came up with my own. That's why, yeah, and chevron. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So I like that. I love that stitch. I love how the blanket looks like that. And I also like that high-low pattern because that's quick also. So I was like, no, that's why I crocheted Anastasia that blanket that way with the different blocks. And when because they handed it to her and all her gifts and everything, and she goes, "What's that?" I said, "That's the tic-tac-toe blanket I did, but just a different way." She took that blanket and she grabbed it like this and just held on to it. And I'm like, I didn't say anything. I was like, that was just just so precious and everything. She liked that blanket because she picked out the colors, and that's what I did for her. She didn't even notice one of them was flipped around. But I always did that one. Mine is pink, green, and white, and I still have it. Exactly. She still has. Okay, I have. See, there was one I did for her as pink and something. She's got that one out. I think the zipper thing that's under her bed. I think it's blankets. It might be stuffies, but there's a right. I know it's Lion Brand, not the Pound of Love, the big blanket one. Let's see if I can find it. Because that's when I was upstairs on and that's when Anastasia's parents got me the crochet hooks that have, and these are one that Karma sent me, but the crochet hooks with the thing because of my hands and everything. So I was crocheting. Let's see. Let's try a collection. Cover Story. That's the name of it. So I don't know if they still have. All right, let's see if they still have that color. Yes, they do. Yay! Because this is more in the pastels kind of, but it has the pink and the greens and the blues and the purples and the yellows and the oranges and everything. That's when they had in Joann's, and I told her, I said, pick one so I can make a blanket. And so that's what she picked because they had them for $24.99, and then we had a coupon, off your total purchase or something like that. And so, and what I did, oh goodness, that's like 5 years ago. So because we were, like I said, she was like this tall. And she's this tall. She's as tall as me. And so we were figuring out how long the beds were and everything. So I made that one like 70 inches tall and lengthwise. So I had to get two of them. And it's like my goal on that one was to add one every year, every birth year. And I was like, that'd be way too big. I got no. So I do need to get one more to add to that. So it'd be wide enough. Because to me, I don't think it's wide enough. But, she's got, like I said, oh my goodness, she's got her comforter, and then she has another blanket. Then she has an axolotl blanket with that, like that lining of her coat. And then I got her one that says gamer, and it has her name on it. I did that for her daddy's birthday last year. And get them all one, or I think it may have been Christmas. Anyway, so they all have a blanket that talks about has the game controllers and everything on. And I got it from Temu, and I got their names on it. Her daddy has her mom has hers, and Nancy has hers, so she has that blanket. And then she has the one with all the Bible, with different Bible verses on there, talking about you know fearfully and wonderfully made, you're loved, you're a masterpiece, all different things and everything. So that I told her, I said, when someone makes you sad or whatever, there's a Bible verse there about being sad, and you can look it up. So she's got the big one, and she's got my little one. She's got the two quilts. So I think we're good. She's good with the Arctic air, especially if we end up losing power or something. I'm just like, I don't know what they're gonna do. I'm used to it. I could, we grew up, we didn't have, we had television and the radio. We didn't get the games and everything until 80, 81 when Atari came out. Let me look when that Atari. When did it came out in 1972, but we didn't get ours until I don't want to say 80. It may have been 77 or so. All right, so 1972, Atari Company found Pong arcade game release becoming a huge success. 1975, Home Pong console launched, bringing the game home. Aha. So 1980, there you go. A 1980, an Atari 2600 console cost around $150 to $190. But with inflation, that's like paying over $500 to nearly $1,000 today. Yeah. So it was 1980 that we got the Atari. So the famous home console Atari 2600 arrived in 1977, bringing Atari to millions of households. So yeah, so 77, 77, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we weren't into games yet. Until 1980, and then we got the Atari. All right, so I want to see something. I want to see if they list all the games. Oh my goodness. Blackjack, Combat, Blacksmith, Air, Seas, Indy 500, Surround, Street Racer, Video Olympics, Starship. But that's not all of them. Oh my goodness gracious. Steve Jobs and Wozniak developed Breakout. So that's just a Steve Jobs thing. But that's not what let's see if they got a list of all the Atari. I want the original. I have to look and see. They says Cavern of Mars. That's not Berserk, Mr. Run and Jump, Real Sport, Pac-Man. So we have Pac-Man. We have Frogger. We have Berserk. All right, Robin, you have a good night. Good night, Mr. and Mrs. Walter, Job, and Carla. Well, Carla, y'all have a good night. I'll probably be going to bed here soon myself also. I was just looking at the games. So by recruiting the first engineer, Alan Alcorn, the companies initially set out to develop workable arcade video games that would allow them to move to a more commercial concept. Except that Pong became an instant classic and went on to be the bestseller of Atari. Yeah, that right there. We had that. 1980s, the home version. But we had like 20 games or so. And then The last book we were talking about love. I'm like, I don't know how I ended up with two of these, but the Baker Seed Heirloom Seed Catalog. Now, I do know there are a bunch of companies out there that'll send you their catalogs for free. So if you're looking at for besides Baker Creek, I'll get a list of ones I got and everything. And I'm always for free shipping because, that helps me out a whole lot when it comes like to that. Um, so that's one reason I like Baker Creek. You can buy one thing and it's free shipping. Now, M.I. Gardner, I like supporting him too, but even though all year long, you have to buy $20 worth for free shipping, which is okay. I understand that. He started out small and look how big he is now. It's like, wow. Mary Heirloom Seeds, hers is the same way, $20 worth in free shipping. So sometimes that's only like one or two I need. So that's why I got the mullein seed and the evening primrose from Baker's Creek because there was only two I needed. But we're talking about, I love these daisies and dandelions, but I can't. Have a ragweed allergy, so I can't use them. But there's other things that, I do have fennel seed, so I'm gonna try to grow my own fennel again this year. I think I have a fennel. The fern part is in one of the buckets, and you can see it. That's like, but where's the bulb? Y'all didn't grow. I'm like, oh my goodness. And all these eggplants. I love looking at this book because the different things of, you only see one or two in the grocery store. They can't put everything in the grocery store. It's like, oh my goodness. So perfect example. Peppers. Hot peppers. All those different kinds of peppers. I'm like, where would you find them all if you went to the grocery store? Because they don't have all of them in the grocery store. Because you've got a Brenya Muluta pepper. You got Tabasco pepper, Sugar Rush peach. And then you got the cayenne long thin, Aji mango pepper, fish pepper. I wonder if it smells like fish. It looks like fish. It's this one right here. This is fish pepper. Then you have sweet bonnet, lemon spice jalapeno. See, I never even knew about that. I had a lemon spice jalapeno. I just know it was like regular jalapenos, but you got different kinds. Craig's Grande jalapeno. Okay. Dantal pepper, serrano, Tempequino, brown jalapeno. See, there's a brown one. Purple perfume, yellow pink one, pumpkin spice jalapeno. Oh my goodness, that's a terrible laugh. Where's the pumpkin spice jalapeno? Maybe Heather can get it. We get to grow it and see if it tastes like pumpkin spice. Orange spice jalapeno. And then they have apocalypse scorpion. Oh, thank you. Well, my son might say it tastes like ketchup. Oh my goodness. Oh, let me get the cord for the computer. Plug it up. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I didn't even have read through this because I was skimming through it. And I was like, okay, pumpkin spice jalapeno. Oh my goodness. That's hilarious. All right, then you have pimento punch, caddy, marach, jacola red or ghost pepper, Thai red chili pepper, Anaheim, AGI crystal, says crystal. Then, all right, so those are these right here. So I was just reading off. And then you have your bell peppers. So you have sweet. There's Ozark Giant. You have mini bell pepper mix. Blot. BLT. BLOT. Lisa. Then you have an County pimento. Dux de Espagne or sweet Spanish. King of the North. Chocolate Beauty. Giant. Yeah, I was trying to say that word. Neither that one. California Wonder, Sweet Habanana, Achachua, Banana Pepper, Zula, Adjavarsky, Napadino, or something another. Oh, goodness. Oh, that's like the fire department. All going over to the same apartment today. 3 times. The first time, it was just the hook and ladder. So we saw it go over there. And because my son had the door open because he was trying to see what the temperature was and everything. This was like 10 o'clock this morning. He opened it. It's so foggy you couldn't see. It was that foggy, and I was like, okie dokie. So yeah, this that was when I finally took the picture. I had started to lighten up a little bit. No, I don't want to be on TV. So it was so foggy. Yeah, the fire department was like way over here. We couldn't even see the fire truck. So then I took, yeah, and this, we couldn't, normally we can see down to the right there, the road and everything else. Nope. And everything. He goes, I'm so glad I had, so he took the day after Christmas off and I put it in back in the summertime. He goes, I'm so glad I have today off. So it's in the air with the hook and ladders over there. That's the only one that showed up because it must have been a busy day. So now you can hear and you know what a fire truck sounds like. So we heard it leave and everything. I don't think that truck was gone in 5, maybe 10 minutes at the most. We hear them again. This time it's 3 engines, the fire chief, and the paramedics over there at the same area. It's like, what? What's going on? So I went up because they're up, second floor. No, they couldn't. We still couldn't see where they were at. I was like, that don't make sense. So not directly behind us, but further that way. So yeah, and then they were out. I think a third time over there. Like, oh my goodness. So you got Jimmy Nardello. Now I have that one, but it didn't grow. But I didn't get it from Baker's Creek. Violet Sparkle, Etuda, that's what it's, Canary Bell, and those are these peppers. So, it's like, oh my goodness. And this is the 2026 catalog. So you have the petunias, and they've got different ones. So you got 4 different petunias. I'm like, I didn't know there was 4 different petunias. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 petunias. Like, well, then you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the other side. Now, some of these I've seen. Those are pretty. So I'm looking at this. I'm like, because I have the other catalog. I was like, okie dokie. And then you have your radishes. I didn't know there was like, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different radishes. I was like, only radishes I know are these ones like at the store you get at the store. I know there was so many different ones. I'm like, okie dokie. I said, I would like to grow some of these other ones. And then they had fall radishes. And then there's some in here. Let's see. Oh, yeah, here we go. Squash and pumpkins. Oh, my goodness. I never knew there was such a variety. Like I said, all I saw was what was in the store. So, but they got some really cool ones in here. Now, these bigger ones, I don't have room to grow, but I probably could figure out a way to grow them. So, you got Deluxe, Jardeo, North Georgia Candy Rooster, Red Curry, New England Sugar Pie, Waltham Butternut, Crespo, Black FUTSU, Yay. Honey Nut Butternut, Connecticut Field, and the Tahitian Melon Squash. That was the one that man was. But I'm like, look at these. These are so cool looking. Them here and up at the top. I was like, it was one that I showed Anastasia because we were picking up seeds last year. I said, look at this one. Don't it look pretty cool to grow? So we ordered it. So you got Winter Luxury Pie, Flat White Boar, Warsaw Pasta Squash, Sweet Nut Acorn, Jack B. Little. I do have some Jack B. Little seeds, and I planted it out there with the oregano. I didn't do anything. I'm like, I thought pumpkins were supposed to be a cold weather plant. Cold weather thing that you could grow. Rogue VIF D Amantes. Burpees, butter, bush, butternut. Long Island cheese. Then you have Boston marrow, candy stick dessert, buttercup, Muscat de Provence, and Blue Hubbard. So these are all the different ones. I was like, oh my goodness, look at all those different types of pumpkins and squashes. I was like, I never knew. That's like tomatoes. I never knew tomatoes had so many varieties. I said they have strawberries and the waffles. And then the sunflowers. Oh my goodness. Look at that girl she's holding. Look how huge that thing is. I was like, oh my goodness. And the sunflowers, there's so many different ones. I was like, wow. I would like that maroon one up there. I think I do have the orange one right there. That look, it's whole fluffy and everything. And then look at this one that he has. It's like, oh my goodness. See, not that one. I think it's this one I have. I know I have some of these. So I'm going to get my seeds out one day. We'll sit here and we'll go through and do the garden thing. Swiss charge time. We'll try it again. So here are the tomatoes. Black Beauty, Bush Tiger, Cherokee Purple, Purple Bumblebee, Korean Long. So those are those right there. And those were tomatillos. I did grow those. I did really well. Orange accordion, giant green, anise nor as black pineapple, blue cream berries. So this is the orange accordion that one is. I thought that looks pretty cool. And then there's a green one that's just green. It's a green tomato. Then you have Costoluto, Maritinos, Buratino, Rosella, Pink Bumblebee, Abe Lincoln Original, and True Beefsteak. So those are, this one right here is the Abe Lincoln Original. Like, okay, dokie. And see here, then you had Dad Sunset, Thorburns Terracotta, Perry Fire, Bread and Salt, Amish Paste, Rebel Starfighter Prime, Mushroom Basket, Sweetheart Cherry, Black Cherry, Mortgage Lifter, Thornsbush Lemon, White Currant, Brandywine Soda. That's like subject to garden. Oh. If an electric car caught on fire, it would take an insane amount of resources to put it out. Was the third response quickly behind the first and second? I know sometimes a truck runs out of water or chemical. No, it wasn't. There was time in between because the other ones had left. So every time they had left, it was like maybe 10, 15 minutes later or something, if that. But, yeah, they never pulled out the hoses or anything. It's apartments. So anytime there's a 911 call with maybe whether it's a grease fire or something other, they all come because they don't want all the whole building catching on fire. So yeah, we just like couldn't see what was going on, couldn't see no smoke because it was too foggy to see anything else. I don't think that went out of water over here. There are plenty of fire hydrants and everything. So we were just like, okie dokie. Let's see. Brad's Atomic, Bonnie Best, Jersey Devil, Kellogg's Breakfast, Green Zebra, Gaboli. So, but here's the other ones that we're talking about. Like the desk. So this is like the 4th and 6th page of tomatoes. And then you have Brad's Atomic, Bonnie Best, Kellogg's Breakfast, Green Zebra, Jersey Devil, a Guapopoli, Divino, Queen of the Night, Orange Hat Micro Tomato, something olive, Big Rainbow, Pineapple. So many things I can't pronounce. But I like there's all these different kinds. And let's see here. A couple more pages. Woolly Kate Yellow Chocolate Miracle, German Lunchbox, German Pink, Rule Orgy, no, I think, whatever. Black Creme, Black Strawberry, Classic Beefsteak, Gourmandize Yellow, Great White, Sart Willis, Spoon Tomato, Apricot Zebra, and Yellow Pear. So the yellow pear is what I have. So here's all these. And the yellow pear is what I grew. So, and I did fine with it. I was like, oh, that was so cool. Let's see. And then you have True Black Brandy Lime, Sunrise Bumblebee, Alice Dream Tomato, Woods Famous Bremer, Pink Fang, and Berry's Crazy Cherry. That's all those. And those are turnips. I didn't know there was that many turnips either. I was like, okie dokie. I would like to grow some different turnips. Then that's that'd be cool. And that toothache plant, which is this one, I had those seeds and I planted those out there in the front. And I thought for sure that green one was the toothache plant. No, I still don't know what it is. And the watermelons and the melons. Oh my goodness, there's so many different ones. So I was like, yeah, I'll have to get the other book. And these things, oh my goodness, I would love to grow leeks like that. Look at that. Look how tall those things are. That would last me a whole year. Especially the one as tall as a kid, that would last me all year. And I do have lemon balm and lavender, but it didn't grow. I'm just like, some of these things, I was like, what in the hell in the world did they get to grow so big? Tranchuda is the most tender, leafy brassica we have tasted, with a history that dates back to the ancient Celts, who once lived on the western coast of the Iberian Peninsula. The large white ribbed leaves are tender enough to eat raw in salads. Cooked, their texture resembles spinach more than kale. Right. Look how big that stuff is. Oh my goodness. I could chop that up. I've got my food saver and I could do that and I have stuff like that all year long. I'm like, oh my goodness. Now this was not as big as the other one I have. But yeah, there's that fennel. So this is it. All right, and these are cucumbers. Those things are huge. And that one's called an Indian snake cucumber. I have never heard of a cucumber like that before. But I was like, wow, like, where do they live to sit there and grow cucumbers like that? Because I sure would like to. Now, corn is another one that has, oh my goodness, so many different things. Blue corn, black corn, and all these different colored, different ones. Now, the blue one, we got, oh my goodness, this is back in 2019. We stopped in a Amish store. I say Amish, but they had blue popcorn. It tasted just like popcorn, but it was blue. And I was like, that was so cool. Yeah, this one isn't as big as the other one, but there's let's see here, celery. I never seen purple celery until there it is, purple celery. I'm like, okie dokie. And then this is called Manpukujui, a super long carrot from Japan. It is descended from the ancient Japanese long carrot types of the Edo period. This variety is sweet, especially when harvested after the fall frost. Traditionally served as nemensu, grated carrot salad for Japanese New Year celebrations. Also an incredible snacking carrot, ideal for fresh eating. Roots easily reach 2 to 6 feet in length when grown in the right soil. So for everybody to see, that's how big those carrots grow. Kids, I'm just like, oh my gosh. Oh my work. Yeah, I agree. The right soil, that grow like that. And this, oh my goodness, this cabbage is Sapporo Giant. Well, a showstopper. This big, friendly giant cabbage was once a premier crop in Hokkaido, Japan. The growers there report averages of 17 to 37 pounds each and up to 44 pounds in optimal growing conditions. The Sapporo Giant has also won gold medals in Japanese taste tests for its natural sweetness and tender textures. Thanks to a special team of dedicated growers, we were again able to bring this 19th century variety to the fore FORE, and protect it from becoming a relic of times past. Look at that cabbage. Oh my goodness. Those are huge. I'm like, the pot would be, they grow big as around on the containers and up. It would be so cool. Now, I have this, I have the CCs, but I don't have them here. They're in storage. It's butterfly pea. It's a flower, and you can make tea with it. And I told him, I said, I got the seeds to grow that flower, but they're not here. But that's what they like. They are drinking it tea. That's really good. But some of the stuff. So this is what I have outside growing. I have the bells of Ireland, and that got that big. I was like, oh, it's amazing. And it's still hanging in there, even though it's been cold now. It's been warm. I wonder if it think it's warm to start growing again. But those are pretty, and they have a little white flower. See, I don't know if y'all can see it. The one that he's holding has those little white flowers in there. But I'm going to tell you, they got thorns. They're little thorns. You can't see them. And boy, they hurt. And you got to, pick it up. Make sure you have some clothes on. And different beans. I never knew there were so many different beans. I'm like, oh my goodness. And you go, which one should I pick? And then you gotta look and research what grows good in your area. But it's like, oh. I was wondering what he had in his hand. It doesn't say. But I think that thing is big too. And I think, man, that's like the old saying, feed a man a fish. Feed a man a fish a day, but teach him to fish for a lifetime or something another like that. It's like, teaching people to garden and everything. So yeah, this book is not as thick. Oh, I know where it's at. It's underneath the table. It's on tote. Because the other book I got, it was like be like 3 of these put together. So I'll get that out later and everything. But I was just like, man, I would love to grow some of the stuff that the things they have in there. Like, oh my, I don't have enough room right yet. So I'd love to get a house so that we can have a garden. I don't have a huge garden. And all. It's like, oh. But yeah, those are the sewing books and the crochet books and the quilt books I have and everything that's part of my goals of next year is to get projects done. So, but so far I think no fog in the morning is what they call for, but I do know that the weather is going to go weezy, all kinds of things. So tonight's low is 37, tomorrow high is 42. No. Yeah. That's what that one says. And then lows Saturday night is 38, but the high is Sunday. Then it drops down to 27. But it depends on who you watch or what the weather is going to be. But they watch the same models. That boggles my mind. But then it goes Monday snow, not just snow, not just like a chance of snow showers. Then I see they finally caught up with everybody with the other people on the internet. So YouTube says. So tonight's low is 40, tomorrow's high is 44, low 40, Sunday 62 with a low of 43, but then it's only a high of Monday of 39 with a low of 21. Tuesday the high is 25 and the low of 24. And then Wednesday 31, the low of 17, and Thursday 18, low of 13 with 40% chance of snow, and the next Sunday snow. It's like they still ain't gotten to where, because Weatherman Plus, and he's showing us, like we're in the single digits and everything. And I'm like, still ain't caught up. The weather people around here ain't caught up yet. Oh, I didn't realize you were live over here. It's okay, Karma. It's all right. I showed everybody my quilt books, my sewing books, crochet and cross stitch, and then we was talking about the garden and everything. Just the projects I wanted, goals I have for next year, and what to work on, and then because I was telling Heather one day I will sit here and we'll plan out the garden and everything. So it looks like Sunday I'm gonna go out there and see. I'm quite sure it looks like a turnip that's out there or something other, and see how it did. It might just be the green part of it and not the bulb, because that's what happened with my fennel. The stalks grew, but not the bulb. And I'm just like, I don't understand that at all. I'm like, oh well, we'll just try again next year. It's okay. What she got to do is Karma got to see me cook 2 30-minute meals on the Cooking Dairy Free and Alpha Golf with Nancy tonight. So that was pretty fun. And I had time left over in between both of them and everything. So no, so it wasn't like you had your meat and the side and stuff like that. So you're gonna have to go watch to see what I did. Plus, I made an appetizer. So that was one of my goals for tonight on the cooking channel, was to make 2 30-minute meals and make an appetizer while it was all going on. And I actually did it. So it's like, yay me. I got it done. So in the appetizer, I actually took up to Anastasia to try and everything, and she goes, "Oh, I like this, so that's a hit." Actually, I got to listen to you cook 2 meals. That's cool. Hey, they still got to listen. I'll tell you. So, yeah, Anastasia liked what I made. So she's my taste tester. So if it passes her, um, most of the time it passes her, it goes in the cookbook. That's my plan also. So those are my goals as far as the crafts goes, crafting things and everything. And some of those quilt patterns do look simple, and I would like to try to get them done. And then some of those other ones, I'm like, I don't think so. Oh wow! And then the cross stitch, like I said, I can sit there. Like when I did this one, it didn't take me long to do because I didn't have to hold the thing. I hold this, and that way it's sturdier. So you can whereas this, it's not in. That's too small to fit in there. So I have to hold it like this, and it's like it moves. Like, I get it. I'll get it done. I almost have it done. Santa's almost done. So he'll be ready for next year up on the tree and everything. Oh my goodness. So, but I'm going to get off. I only made it through 3 or 4 little boxes tonight. Logan had to do the last one. After 2 days of being on my feet, I was hurrying too much to do all my chores. So I understand. That is very understandable. Exactly. Oh, I know. I know exactly what you're talking about. Because I had to ever go to the bathroom and I got up and like, oh, no, not tonight. Had to have the trusty, dusty, the cane. If I would fall on the floor. Won't be the first time, but that's all right. Yeah, all of a sudden I was like, my back was hurting. I'm just like, what in the world? I was sitting down cooking. Of course, you stand up and then you sit down. I was doing it. Coming back on my meds. There you go. That's awesome. Yeah. Like I said, that magnesium oxide does better for me than the magnesium glycinate. So I kind of go to sleep and just have weird dreams about taking any magnesium, because magnesium helps promote sleep also and everything. So, you know, I take it because I have no problems falling asleep or staying asleep. But now we know that's a pattern that I've always had. It's not something new or anything. So basically, it helps with my sciatic nerve. Now, it doesn't take the sciatic pain away completely, but it does help able to, I want to say cope with it. That's not the word I'm looking for. I guess manage it better or something another like that. I don't know. So, but y'all have a wonderful evening or morning or wherever y'all at. We had some good laughs and giggles, and we'll do it again tomorrow. So tomorrow I'm going to sit here. We'll take one of the books. Actually, I'll probably take a notebook and start writing down the goals for next year and everything. So thank y'all so much for being here. God bless. Stay safe. We love y'all. And we'll see you next time on Our Treasure Home. We'll be tomorrow night. Sweet dreams, Miss Joy and Donnie.